Welcome back, everybody, to the Transcend Wellness Energy Center videos series. In today's video, we're discussing Energy Center number 5, the throat. So far in our Energy Center series, we have discussed the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, and the heart. We've built a foundation that has led up to where we're at today, which is the throat. So the throat is the bridge between the physical body and the spiritual realms. It works very much in connection with the heart to be able to take your higher levels of consciousness and connect them very strongly with your material existence. So the throat is a self-expression energy center. It is all about your creativity. It's all about you projecting an image of who you are. On the flip side, you could be projecting an image of who you are not as well by using that throat energy center in a way that might not be serving you as well as it could be. So simply remember that these energy centers, they take up the physical part of your body, but they also extend out from your physical body and create that subtle body of energy around you. So let's dig into the throat.
So now we're going to talk about health and how it correlates with the throat energy center. So an imbalance in the throat energy center can manifest into ear, nose, throat, or respiratory problems. The throat is directly linked to the production of thyroid balancing hormones and the way that we develop in our body. So our higher energy centers are stating that this is the rate in which your body will grow. And the thyroid then and throat translates that into the physical body. The thyroid and the smaller parathyroid glands in the neck keep many functions going, including repairing body cells, managing blood calcium, and overseeing phosphate levels.
Okay, so let's talk about this throat chakra really quick. The first thing that the throat chakra really governs and oversees is our language. And in case you didn't know, the words you use matter. Every single word that you use, whether you speak it out or you just think it in your head, carries a certain energetic vibration behind it, and it has an impact on the life that you are creating. So your language creates your reality, and the throat energy center is governing all of that. It is speaking the desires of your heart and creating the reality of life that you are living. The second thing that your throat really helps to govern and oversee is your creativity. It's your self-expression. It's your, like we mentioned earlier, your projection of your image out to the world. And ultimately, when your throat chakra is in balance, you really feel like you're in your body. You feel like all of those desires and dreams that you're experiencing on more spiritual realms are starting to manifest in the physical, even if it just starts with the language that you're using. The throat chakra also is actually bringing all of our languages, even though we might use different, physical languages, it's bringing all of our languages together, and the throat energy center creates a unity, whether you have a different nationality from someone, a different geographical, location that you're in, a different birth location. The throat and the energy behind the throat is the one energy center that we all have very much in common when it comes to speaking the language of the spiritual realms. So as you can imagine, the throat energy center is all about sound. It's all about that vibration. And so one of the things that the throat does for all of us as a humanity, as a collective society, even with birds and animals and trees, is bring us all together. When the throat is in balance for you as an individual, the way you communicate to everyone around you, the way you project out to everyone else around you, will encourage and allow them to get in line as well. That sound, that vibration that you're carrying will enable them to also resonate with you. So think about that word, resonating. It's like harmonious. We're all in this together. We're all speaking the same language. Now don't forget, the throat also has a direct connection to your lungs. Breathing is one of the most important things that you could possibly do to keep yourself focused, balanced, integrated, and centered. So balancing this throat energy center is going to do wonders for you when it comes to being able to take deep, quality breaths. It's amazing how many people go through life breathing shallow 24/7. So allow yourself, as you begin to focus on working on your throat energy center and bringing it into balance, allow yourself to take those deep quality breaths. And then finally, the throat also isn't just about communicating, it's also about listening. It's about hearing what other people are communicating as well. It's about finding common threads between you and them that you can build off of, that you can accept about them, which then in turn allows you to accept about yourself. Finally, since the throat is the way we communicate our truth, it's also important that we're paying attention to what truth is being communicated. So oftentimes we're either expressing ourselves or not expressing ourselves. And we can take note of that within ourselves, and we also can make note of that with other people so that we can help ourselves and other people achieve our highest and best self.
So now we're going to talk about what a dysfunctional throat energy center can look like. So if it's dysfunctional, again, it's blocked or just not flowing the way that it should or spinning as fast as it should. So some symptoms of that, you could be afraid, timid, manipulative, depressed, you have suicidal tendencies, you're unreliable, and you hold inconsistent views. Often not heard by other people. Maybe you have a real low, just quiet, whisper-like voice. So those are all signs of a dysfunctional throat chakra. Now, also, you can be excessive in that as well. It could be spinning too much. Overly active is what we like to call that. And when that happens, you can be super arrogant, self-righteous, and you have excessive talking. And you've probably been around these people that it's like, once they start talking, they will not stop. It's just like word vomit. And that's someone who actually has a very overactive throat chakra. So, what does that look like? We also call that the masked self. So, you might say yes when you don't want to. Like I said, you are real silent, real soft-spoken. Oftentimes a result of being told as a child, you're seen, not heard, by our parents, the programs we pick up. You don't want to take a responsibility for your own life because you were told that your opinion doesn't matter, or sometimes you appear as like a class clown. So, since we talked about a dysfunctional or excessive, now we're going to talk about a functional throat energy center. So, when it's balanced, you're a really good communicator, you're contented, you find ways to meditate easily, and you're artistically inspired. And that can be any way. That can be singing, playing instruments, painting, drawing. There's so many things really that can be used for creativity in a balanced throat. So we also call those the communicators. They walk their talk. They're not just all talk. They actually do what they say they're going to do. The congruency there. They integrate the heart and mind in communication. They're not just talking off of emotions. They're like, okay, well, this is what I'm feeling. But logically, I know this is what's going on, and they're able to match the two and then express how they feel about a situation. They recognize the right to express their anger or hurt. They know that it's okay not to keep it down. It's okay to speak your truth. If somebody hurts your feelings and they say it, doesn't mean you're overly sensitive. If someone says something that hurts your feelings, you should be able to tell them that, and that's part of speaking your truth. And that's okay, because that also comes with setting boundaries. You do so in a way that it doesn't diminish the other person, though. You don't belittle them like, okay, I understand where you're coming from, and then you share your feelings, your emotions towards the situation. You've already worked through the lower chakras and achieved compassion required of the heart to be able to do this, to speak through your throat energy center. You're not attached to whether or not someone hears them. Basically, you just say what you need to say, and it's not up to you, and it doesn't really matter if someone hears or understands what you're saying. The fact is you still speak your truth no matter what.
Okay, so we've talked about what a functional and a dysfunctional throat chakra is like, what it looks like. If you are experiencing any kind of dysfunction with your throat, maybe you're talking too much, you're not talking enough, you have a lack of congruency in your words and your actions, here are some things you can do to help balance that out.
So, some crystals that are good for balancing your throat chakra are larimar, sodalite, turquoise, lapis lazuli. All these are really good ones that you can actually use. There's a lot more than this. These are just kind of a couple that I wanted to go over that are kind of the basics. You can also do meditations focusing on the throat chakra as well.
Definitely. So, of course, here at Transcend Wellness, what we do is help you balance out your energy centers. It's great to have an at-home practice with crystals and meditations, and there's nothing like having a professional and someone who is focused on your full development do Reiki on you And even now, Ashton is delivering faster EFT sessions with people, and some of that trauma that we talked about earlier, as far as like maybe things got stuck and it's staying in that throat energy center. Maybe as a kid you were told to, be seen, not heard, those kinds of mantras that you might still be repeating internally that you might not even recognize. The faster EFT sessions can definitely help you reprogram some of those kinds of things. Of course, the final thing that we do here at Transcend that can definitely help you balance out this energy center as well is our sound immersion sessions. Those are group sessions, at least once or twice a month, or you're welcome to schedule a one-on-one session for your own private experience with the sound therapy. The sound key that the throat energy center vibrates at is the key of G. And so any kind of sound healing that you can experience with that key of G is going to help you balance out that energy center as well. So make sure to tune in next time. We'll be talking about the third eye energy center, sometimes referred to as the brow energy center, and we can't wait to see you then.